Hi, once again, my name is Nob. Well, from the title of this video, you can see what this discussion is going to be about. Well, the title, "The Earth is flatter than a pancake." Well, you can see what I'm about to discuss, because I'm sure a lot of you, from reading the title, you're already saying to yourself, what is he talking about? Because in schools, you've been taught that this is the Earth. You know, the Earth is round like a ball, and it's spinning. So now, I'm gonna prove that this is the biggest lie. Just like this book says, there's a good book to get, the greatest lie on earth. So, by Edward Hendry. So that's a very good book if you want to know more about this topic I'm talking about. That the earth, you've been lied to when they told you that the earth is a globe. You know, you have people living here and people living upside down, and water up here and water down here, and nothing is falling because supposedly something is pulling the water in, some magnetic, as if magnet can pull water or people. So first, let's define the word earth. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you already know earth. In your mind, you already know what earth means. But still, let's define it. So if you go to Google or any Webster dictionary, you type the word earth, it'll tell you it means ground, soil, dirt, dry land. And that definition, I'm sure, is very universal. It's in every language. Every language is out there. So for those who speak French, earth would be terre. Terre is the same thing, the ground, the soil, you know. And then if you speak, those who speak Hebrew, it's still the same thing, whatever language you speak. In Hebrew's eretz, it's the ground, the soil. That's all earth is. So even if you watch my other videos, you know, about creation, you know, in the book of Genesis, the first chapter, it already explained when it says earth, what the person who wrote Genesis, what they were referring to. I mean, something that we all should know. It's really the ground. It's not, you know, what we think it is, like this globe. But later on, in the 1400s, now they give earth a new definition. It's not just soil, ground. They turn it to what we call a planet. You know, from the word planet, you can see another word inside the word planet. You can see plane. Even when you're inside an airplane, you know, it's something that moves. So somehow, earth changed from just the ground, the soil, the dry land, to something now that moves. So planet is what they call a definition of the word planet is a wandering star, something that's moving. So it's not something that like a regular star that just doesn't move. So it's a moving star, you know. But now let's analyze this. First of all, modern science, they have you thinking that the earth is somehow standing in thin air. I don't know what's holding it. And then it's moving. So if, let's say, supposedly there was some big ball that has people in it, well, on it, actually, that was moving, you know. I mean, the only thing that moves, it's either a machine that has some type of engine, you know, or people. You know, people move, something that's alive. Now you see, first of all, a big ball standing in space. Nothing is holding it. You know, I don't know what's gonna stand in space without falling. And nothing is holding it. and then it's moving, you know, it has its own orbit. It's not just moving, it's moving in a specific orbit. So you see, I can see why back then people in antiquity, if they believe in planets, like this is supposedly the Sumerians, if you believe like something would stand in the sky and then moving, of course you'll think it's alive. It's something to worship. That's why people worship planets as if they are a god moving. So the earth became a planet, you know, as if it can move, you know. So what makes it move? You know, maybe there's a big god inside the earth that makes it move. So why would a big thing like this, a ball in the sky moving on its own? You know, of course, you can see why these people back then believe in these so-called planets, Jupiter, Mars, and all of them. They were like gods. Once you start thinking like this, of course you're gonna think these things are really things that move, and you're gonna worship them. So once the Earth was turned to a planet, just like the other planets, so it's like a god, just like the sun, you know. So people started to worship so-called planets as gods, and then they created that the sun being in the center, and everything's moving around it. So and then they create that what they call heliocentricity, where the sun now is in the middle of the so-called universe, and then everything is moving around it just to get some sunlight, you know. So now, according to modern science, see, people, we quick to believe what we hear, what so-called scientists are saying, but we never analyze, you know, whether what they're saying makes sense. So they say the Earth is moving 1,000 miles per hour at the equator. While it's spinning on its axis, it's spinning 1,000 miles per hour. You know how fast 1,000 miles per hour? And nobody questioned those scientists. Well, let's say the Earth was actually moving 1,000 miles per hour. How would they know? I mean, do they have a machine, a big meter? I mean, what machine they use to prove that the Earth is spinning? It's spinning 1,000 miles per hour. No, at the equator. What meter is this? I mean, but nobody questioned. They just accept it. And then the more we accept, the more they say. You know, nobody questioned them. And then they say now it's spending 1,000 miles per hour, and then it's in an orbit around the sun. Something in the middle. Let's say this is the sun. Now it's spinning. It's going around the sun in its own orbit, just like all the other planets supposed to be has their own orbit. 66,000 miles per hour. Again, nobody questioned. Okay, what machine are they using to prove that now they didn't know it's spinning 1,000 miles per hour. Now it's going around in an orbit around the sun, 66,000 miles per hour. You know, they never bring nothing on TV on what meter they use. So, you know, at least people like me, I'm not just going to take your words for it. I want to see what machine you're using that proves that the Earth is moving 66,000 miles per hour. You know how fast that is? Extra fast. And again, so that shows you people are ready to believe any garbage they hear. Nobody question anything, you know. And then they're still gonna go get the books, read them, and then go tell somebody else about that garbage, and nobody question. So me, I'm more like somebody that's going to question things. If it doesn't make sense, I'm gonna tell you it doesn't make sense. So the spinning, that's garbage, lies. 1,000 miles per hour, And then going around in an orbit, another 66,000. And then to make things worse, then they say the Earth is supposedly hurling through the so-called Milky Way, 500 miles per hour. That's like a third lie, and nobody questioned. Like, okay, you didn't even prove with your meter with the first one, the 1,000 miles per hour. Now you go and say 60,000 miles per hour. Now it's in its orbit, and then another 500 miles per hour. Now it's hurling in the so-called Milky Way, and then they didn't even stop there. Then they said, well, the Milky Way now going through space at the speed of 1.3 million miles per hour. And people still believe it, believe all these lies. Nobody say, well, how about you start proving something? Where's the meter that you're using? What's the name of that meter? Who created that meter that's able to just pick up that the Earth, imagine, let's say this was a person. You're standing on top of this ball that's spinning real fast, and then going around real fast, and then going crazy in space, another real fast, while space is also going crazy, and nobody feels anything. And then people just ready to believe it. They don't see how these people just tell you anything, and then once you accept it, it only proves one thing, that we who believe them, we're a bunch of idiots. That's all that proves. It doesn't prove anything else. We're a bunch of people we're a bunch of sheeps. We're a bunch of people that's just ready to listen to anything they tell us, and then we say, yes, sir, yeah. That's true. So this video, I'm getting ready to destroy all these lies. Well, not all of them. I mean, at least some of them, as many as I can. Let's analyze where we live. I mean, would we say we live in a good society, a good world, like people that's running stuff are good people based on what's happening? I mean, if you say yes, you're taking some crack. A verse in the Bible says, when the righteous are in authority, in Proverbs 29 verse 2, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. And when the wicked bears rule, the people mourn. What's happening here? Is everybody rejoicing? I doubt. I mean, after COVID-19, and now we're in COVID 2022 now. We don't know whether we're going to have COVID 2023, 2024, every year going to be a COVID. Before COVID even finishes, then we got some other new thing they made up in their labs, and they let loose on people. Now people got to deal with monkeypox. COVID's not even done yet. People's already, before monkeypox, we were hearing a bunch of another mutation of COVID, another one. Before COVID even finishes, then you hear a war going on in Russia, and then you're hearing a lot about, oh well, some famine is coming. Right around the corner, so you better start saving food, so that's all you're hearing. You're not hearing good stuff coming. You're hearing bad stuff coming, a bunch of bad stuff coming, one after the other. You don't know what's next. So Proverbs says, when the righteous, Proverbs 29, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. Nobody's rejoicing right now. So obviously, righteous people are not running this world right now. These governments, these worldly governments, they are nothing but a bunch of wicked, evil people. They are not righteous people, because nobody's rejoicing. It says when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. When the wicked bears rule, the people mourn. Everybody's mourning right now. So obviously, the wicked is the one ruling stuff right now. And then one thing the Bible say in Psalm 58 verse 3, one thing about wicked people, the wicked governments, people that's running stuff, the wicked people, it says the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon they be born, speaking lies. One thing with wicked people, somehow they're in love with lies. They love they know that a lot of times they know the truth, but somehow the truth doesn't sound good for them to tell you the truth. So they love. That's one thing about wicked people. They love lies. Everything they say, they know they're lying, but they love saying it. You know, they go on the news. They know it's a lie. They go on the news. It's just like Donald Trump saying, fake news. Even Donald Trump, who's a bigger lie, who's a big liar. And then he's blaming other lies. Hell yeah, those are fake news. I guess if he's gonna tell you 1,000 lies, he's mad that the other people is giving you like 2,000 lies. That's like, oh, that's too much, you know. So the wicked are estranged from the womb. So the scriptures say, as soon as a wicked person is born, the only thing in his mind, even as a baby, if he could talk, what lies to tell people. So now, the Bible say, well, guess what? The wicked, yeah, they are saying their lies. As soon as they born, they saying their lies. But there's another scripture that say, well, those of us that like lies, the Most High has a problem with this. It says, woe unto them. Woe unto them. Isaiah 5:20. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil. So when you see all these lies, one of the biggest lie, like this book is called, The Greatest Lie on Earth. And this is this topic I'm doing right now. The earth is flatter than a pancake. So the greatest lie on earth, even if it's not the greatest lie, but it's definitely a great lie, that they have people thinking that you walking on a globe. So the Most High gonna go and create a big globe. Everything inside is like, I guess, garbage inside. They only made it just for us to walk on top. So everything inside, what's inside? Oh, well, again, that's another big lie. Inside the ground, when you dig it, there's a hell in there. There's a guy there's a black guy in a red suit with a pitchfork. They call the devil. He has to be a black guy. So you already know who created that lie. Definitely had to be somebody that is not black. So there's a big black guy in there that has wings, with a red suit, and with a pitchfork. And then when you die, you know, according to whatever Christian religion, Buddhism, there's a big black guy in there with a pitchfork. That's another big lie. You know, and then they got you thinking, when you die, then you fly up there somewhere, and there's a heaven up here where Jesus is sitting, you know, next to some other guy, and then everybody that died, they go sit next to him, and they singing all day. You know, I guess if you live here, then you die, you go up here. Jesus is right here. So if you live down here, where is this? Let's say if you're in South Africa right here. So if you die, you gotta go up. Maybe, I don't know. If you're in South Africa, I don't know if you go down here to meet Jesus, or you go around to go up. I don't know. All these things are a bunch of lies. This world is filled with lies. So the Most High say, woe unto them that call evil good. Those of you, because what's evil? All evil means is just bad. Doesn't mean, because yeah, the words sound big when you say, if you tell somebody, oh, you're bad, okay, they're like, okay, that's cool. But if you say you're evil, oh, wow, I'm not evil, but evil just means bad. It's the same thing. It's a different word. So woe unto you that call bad good, or good, and then you call good bad. So when you hear the truth, you say, no, that's not the truth. That's a lie. But when you hear the lie, you say, oh, that's the truth. The Bible say, well, woe unto you. Well, what is woe? Meaning bad things for you. Bad things should be coming for you for doing this. You know, because everything in the Bible, people who wrote things that when human beings were thinking, when you had the sages, the wise guys, the real wise guys, not the criminal wise guys, the smart dudes back then, they sat down, they watch everything, and they say, well, this is what it is. It makes sense. This is what we think. This is what we think happened. When they were thinking, you know, at the same time, they were living a life that was also good according to the Most High. So a righteous life, a righteous life. So they didn't have any ulterior motive in their head and in their mind to lie to people. So they like, this is what we seeing. And then later on, you have a bunch of people that's like serpents. I mean, they're not serpents, but the way they think, the way they act, people that act real evil. If you check out a serpent, he's a blind creature. I mean, he doesn't really see good. He's when you check around his head, you don't even see ears. No hole in there. You don't see no ears standing. You just see the head, no ears. Meaning he doesn't even hear nothing. He doesn't see anything. He doesn't hear anything. And the kind of sound that he makes, sound that does not make sense to any other creatures, compared to any other creatures. Just, you know, what kind of sound is this? That's a funny creature. No, you know, blind. The only time he knows you there is if you walk in, he can feel you. He can feel you. If you analyze a serpent and you analyze an evil person, they're exactly the same type of creatures. You know, the evil person, everything he knows coming straight from his head. A real so-called dumb person, somebody who doesn't care about knowing anything, everything they know is from his head or from the head of some other idiots. You know, when you try to tell them like, no, that thing came from your head. How about you start reading some books? Go read some books. No, the hell with the books. Everything they tell you is some madness that come from their head. Not only that, something that has to do with feelings. Just like a snake, just like a serpent. The serpent only know you're there because he feels the vibration. He feels it's all about his feeling. That's why in the book of Genesis, they call that guy a serpent. It wasn't a real serpent. A lot of time people think, well, it's only Adam and Eve living there. Well, what about the serpent guy? That's a real human being talking. Serpent don't speak. That's not a guy that looked like a serpent. That's just a guy. That's just describing that guy as a serpent. That's another human being. I'm sure he had mother and father. He had family. He had meaning time of Adam, there were other people living there. So far you see three people there, at least the serpent. You know, there's nowhere in Genesis that talk about you know, anything about the serpent guy. Well, about his wife, his children, his mother, where he lives, but that was a person talking. So when I tell people, well, Adam and Eve definitely weren't the first people created, the first person walking around. What about the serpent? You think that's a guy in a serpent suit? You know, that's a guy that just looked like a serpent. You know, that's a guy that's just green, like maybe Osiris. No, that's a real guy. That's a real guy. That whoever wrote Genesis used the word serpent to describe this guy. Meaning a guy that just, you go listen to him, you finish. You're gonna be dead. You know, you're gonna tell you so many lies, you're dead. So now, like in the other video, I talk about well, for those who already watched those videos, I did a couple about what you see up there. Well, this globe thing, you might as well, if you have it, the only reason it's in my house because I can use it to do a video, but it's all lies. So another lie now with the sun. Beside the sun being in the center, it doesn't move. When you read the Bible makes it clear that the sun does move. You know, but scientists who are Christians, they'll say, well, that was just a poetic way of talking. It didn't really mean the sun really moves. Now, when you go to Psalm 19, verse 1, verse 6, in fact, I'm gonna go to it. Give me a second. About the sun does move. So a lot of you probably wondering why I'm talking about the sun moving. Shouldn't this topic be about the earth being flat? Well, they all gonna tie in together. Psalm 19, verse, let me start with 1. It says, the heavens declare the glory of the Most High. Well, for some people, of God. And the firmament showeth his handiwork. So in my other video, I explained what the firmament is, which is the sky. Later on, I'm going to pull out a scripture in the book of Job that's going to tell you the firmament, whatever your eyes see from down here, it looks like a crystal, a molten crystal. It is a molten crystal. The Most High created it. So all the lies you hear, you know, if you can go into deep space, keep going. That's a lie. Right there, there's a ceiling. That's the firmament. Verse 1 is talking about. Day upon day. You see, let me go back to verse 1 again. The heavens declare the glory of the Most High. For atheists, people don't believe that there's such thing as God. It says by just looking up there, you should know. By just looking up there, it's telling you the Most High's power. There's a God, because who put those things up there? A sun that goes around every day the same way. Who put it up there? I guess. Oh well, according to the other liars, once upon a time there was a big bang, and then a big explosion happened, and then boom, everything happens to take that space here, you know, in the right spot. They're looking all round and all lights, and then us. I mean, it's sad for me to keep saying. I'm sure some people can get offended if they hear the word idiots, but a lot of us we do act like idiots. We're gonna hear those idiots. We're gonna come with some other idiotic garbage, and then we're gonna believe it, and then you get mad if you're being called a fool, because you've been lied to, you've been fooled, and you accept it, and you went for it. And the firmament showeth his handiwork. Day upon day uttereth speech, and night upon night showeth knowledge. So every day you live over here, you should wake up, and the day should speak to you and say, oh, the Most High exists. Look what's happened here. The Most High exists. Look what's happened here. The Most High exists. Look at the stars. Look, you know, the wind. The wind is talking to you and let you know, well, somebody created me. I ain't create myself. You know, but somehow we are lied to so much. We quick to believe things that make no sense at all. Because all the thing I just said, with the earth spinning and all this spinning, and nobody ever come with a meter to prove to you, to none of us, how they know, you know, something is moving 1.3 million miles per hour. Like, what kind of machine would be able to know? What kind of machine these people who just came out the caves recently, a few hundred years ago, and they're the one who came before big civilizations, smart civilizations like Egypt, they didn't know. But people who just came out the caves, they know now. You know, and the funny thing about it, they know before they even created their so-called technology. They already know, they already wrote these things before they even came up with their so-called fake technology that they have. That they knew that the earth was spinning a bunch of miles per hour, and then orbiting around, you know, and then going crazy in space. So verse 3, there is no speech, no language where their voice is not heard, which is true. In every language is, you know, because the language, these things, the work of the Most High speak is universal. It's not just English or French. It's in every languages. You know, their sound has gone forth through all the earth, in the words to the end of the world. In them had he set a tabernacle for the sun. Now this is a topic now. The sun. In them, when you look up there in the sky, the firmament, you see the stars. You see, So now the sun, a tabernacle is like a church. It's like a temple. So this is up there. This is the sun temple. He's walking around in his temple. Verse 5, which is as a bridegroom. Now describing the sun as a dude getting married. It's not that he is a dude getting married, just as. He's making a comparison. As a bridegroom coming out of his chamber. Well, let's say the son is like a bridegroom coming out of his chamber. That means he's walking. He's walking. He's moving. So although they're using a poetic language, but the poetic language is telling you exactly a fact. What is the sun is doing? The sun is moving. And rejoiceth as a strong man to run a race. Why? That was verse 5. Why this person who wrote Psalm 19, probably King David, but not all the songs were written by King David. Let me see if this one even tells you. Well, this one is not saying, but usually the Psalms will tell you who wrote it, whether it's King David or somebody else, another smart guy wrote it. But describing the sun, according to wisdom back then, as a bridegroom coming out of his chamber, and it's like a dude running a race, meaning it's moving fast. It's not just moving. Now, there's another scripture there in the Bible. There's another book in the Bible. You have like 13 books that was in the Old Testament, in the original King James, and even other Bibles also had them, and then they removed them out. Some Bible still has them, meaning Old Testament still has them, and some don't. So from this book called the Apocrypha, now you have a prophet just like in the Bible named Ezra. Then there's a book in there. They say, well, they claim that that same Ezra wrote that book, another Ezra, in the Apocrypha. This one is called First Ezra's, chapter 4, verse 34. In fact, let me see if I can get it here. Now, this is another prophet now that came later than whoever wrote Psalm. That's going to talk about the sun being something that moves. So that heliocentric garbage that they're pushing out there, to have people worshiping the sun as a god, that thing can go straight into the garbage. So First Ezra 4, verse 34, it says, O ye men, are not women strong? Well, if you had read that chapter, you'll see it was talking about how strong it was about women. Women, and then jump from women to the sun now. Are not women strong? Great is the earth. The earth is big. High is the heaven. And the heaven up there, the firmament, the sky is high. You can't just, go up there, fly up there. You need some jet. I mean, it's not gonna take that far, that long to get there. But it's just that regular people like us, we have no resources to go up there. These governments wouldn't even let us, even if we had the jets to go up there, they wouldn't even let us go there without shooting us down. Because they want to lie to us. They're not going to let us have access to it. If you become like one of those people in their whatever secret societies, they have power like them, then they may take you in there and see what it is. But the rest of us, the rest peons like us, got no power, no nothing. Listen, whatever they tell us, that's what we have to accept. And if you question it, they know you question it, and you have some type of power in your voice, you're going to have problems. But lucky for me, listen, I don't have a big follower, and they know me, and I'm going against what they teaching, and then they know that, and then there'll be problems. Then I wouldn't really be here. I'd probably be somewhere in some mountain and then doing the video and make it hard for them to find me. But nobody's really listening, so I mean, I don't have a big follower like this. A few people listening, you know, because the majority of people want to listen to the lies they've been taught, because they're already comfortable listening to lies. So swift is the sun in its course. So a lot of people, you know, people still want to know, say, no, the sun is not moving. When they read this, say, well, Ezra was just on crack. It uses the word swift is the sun. I mean, the word swift, just like in Book of Psalm, as a strong man to run a race. Now another smart guy back then, even let's say somebody said, well, it wasn't really Ezra that wrote it, but it's something that was written a long time ago. These people already knew. Whether they want to use Ezra's name to put it in the book, but that's a book that was written it wasn't a book that was written yesterday or 100 years ago or 200 years ago. Something that was written a long time ago in the BCs, before the Common Era. Not even not in no AD or CE in the Common Era, way before. So the word I'm really pointing out here is the word swift is the sun in his course, for he compasseth the heavens. He, meaning the sun, compasseth the heavens, meaning the sky, the firmament. Is going around the whole firmament, and fetcheth. For he compasseth the heavens round about, and fetcheth his course again to his own place in one day, which is true. 24 hours. You wake up this morning, 6 a.m., 7, 8, whenever the sun rises this morning, maybe around 7 a.m., based on where you live. And then in 24 hours, you wake up the next day, 24 hours, you're going to see it again, the same spot, because it goes around and comes back. Again, one day, goes back around. And it's saying, the whole Bible is saying the sun moves fast. But they never said how fast it is. Never said 20 million miles per hour like these idiots. I'm sure a lot of Christians that's listening to me are mad right now, say, how you believe in the Most High using the word idiots? Well, these people are idiots. You know, you don't like the fact I'm using that word. This video is not for you. Idiots, meaning these people are dumb. They come up with things that when people were smart, the smart for the past thousands of years, they all agreed that's what was going on. Now we have other bunch of Masons in the so-called age of enlightenment coming with a bunch of thing out there. I really want to say other words, but you know, this is YouTube. I'm trying to keep it clean. Wherever they got these things, they weren't thinking with their mind, they were thinking with something else. And they start saying all these things, and then all of a sudden, you know, they put them in books, and then now in this time, everybody's reading them, say, oh yeah, they true. They're not true. They're a bunch of lies. So that's another part of the Bible that shows you that the sun moves, and it moves fast. And then here's another example in the Bible where another person that wrote a book back then used a language that showed you that the sun moves. Well, in the time of Joshua, when Joshua was going around waging wars on, you know, in his times, then he asked the Most High one day, because he wanted to finish conquering whatever he was conquering in that day. He prayed to the Most High and said, please stop the sun from going down. Give me more sunlight times so I can finish this war. Stop the sun on this side and stop the moon. And those people at night, that the moon was about to, you know, come out at night for them, So Joshua said, well, this side of the world, whatever, in Joshua, the 10th chapter, verse 13 and verse 2:14, Joshua asked, stop the sun from going down, meaning give me more daylight so I can finish this war, and then at the same time, hold the moon, whatever, in the other side of the world, wherever the moon is, where it's night. So it's almost like if you're in America, say, look, please stop the sun here in America, because right now it's, let's say, 6 p.m. The sun's about to go down in like 2 hours. Joshua said, look, I'm going to need more than 2 hours. Please, he did a prayer. Please hold the sun for another few more hours so I can finish. And at the same time, the people in that have night right now, wherever it is, well, if we 6 p.m., we're about to have night. It's another part of the world that already has night. You know, hold the moon there. So that's another scripture in the Bible to let you know that the smart people back then, they knew knew about, you know, the sun moving and the moon moving. You know, they didn't believe in that heliocentric garbage. And then you have geocentric garbage now, where now the earth is in the middle. The earth is in the middle of a so-called universe and everything going around it. So I'm not saying that either. I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying it is geocentric. I'm not saying it's heliocentric. I'm not saying geocentric, because based on my other video, when I break down Genesis creation, it says you got the earth like a bowl, and you have the firmament, and then you have all the stars, the moons, and everything in the ceiling. So it's not the earth being in the center of no universe. It's not the sun either in no center of the universe. Whether it's heliocentricity or geocentricity, they both, you can just put them in the garbage, flush them down the toilet. They both lies. So the earth is not in the middle of no universe either. The earth is like a house, and the sun, the moon, the stars, those are just lights. Lights that let you know, the time of the day, the time of the month, and the time of the year. That's why they did. So those are the scriptures. Those are the scriptures now that talk about the sun moving. Now, when it comes to the earth, now, Most High say, the earth, not planet Earth, like a plane moving. The ground. In other words, when you see this picture of all these lands, so this is what I mean when I say the earth. These lands, the ground, where people walk, not no globe. The earth, all these lands, they don't move. How they're gonna move and people walking on them? That'll be chaos. That'll be worse than earthquakes. Everybody would die. Why would the Most High create these lands and then he put something in there to make these lands move? Then everybody would die. Even imagine this is the land. We put a bunch of ants here. Even ants. Then you start moving it around, going around. What's gonna happen to the ants? In fact, maybe ants may hold on to this. No, they all gonna fall. So why would the Most High? These people, they make the Most High look like a super idiot. Like he gonna come. Besides the globe where people walking on it, and then water upside down but not falling, but he put some big magnet inside. That's keeping the water from falling into. If there was water here, so all around here would be space. Then, so what's stopping water? This is South America. Let's say there's a sea here, so the water's not gonna fall. Not gonna fall. People are just. At this point, it's been like 6,000 years. It's been a few hundred years, since, a couple of hundred years since these idiots create those lies. At this point, we were living in an age of information. Everybody has access to phones, internet, books. You have access to all type of information. The more you read, the more you understand. You'll see. Oh well, this got to be a lie. As long as you read with an open mind, you know, you gotta relearn everything you learn. You have to flush all that out. It's like a computer. Your mind is like a hard drive. You gotta flush all that. You gotta format like in the old days. I'm sure now they still do things like this. They format hard drive. Remove everything. Almost everybody. You need to format your hard drive. Whatever you've learned from the time you were a baby until now, you need to get rid of them. Not all of you. A lot of you. A lot of things you learn. You need to format your mind. A lot of garbage you've learned for the past few hundred years. In fact, a lot of books that were written for the past 200 years, if not three, they've been nothing but lies. Because the people who wrote them, they're a bunch of people, like I said, wicked people. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born speaking lies. Wicked people, they from the beginning, from the inception of their empire, them running stuff, colonizing people, they've been doing evil. Go into the history. All they've been doing is murdering, raping, and robbing, and stealing, and then you're gonna learn truth from these people. People that's doing a bunch of evil things. You're gonna expect them to tell you the truth? No, they're only gonna say lies after lies. So in Psalm 104, it says, Psalm 104 and 5, who laid the foundation of the earth that it should never be moved? So you go read this. What do you think? What do you think the person who wrote the book of Psalm was talking about? Talking about who? Meaning the Most High. He laid the foundation of the earth that it should never be moved. It's just like when you're building a house. The first thing you do, you gotta build a foundation so that the foundation doesn't move. Once the foundation start moving and you living in that house, it's not going to be good for you. You got to move out. Just like in a house. Because I had a friend, he bought a house upstate. He was happy. It was a very nice house. Well, he bought it in the Poconos. And then, I don't know what happened before he bought it. What happened with the inspection. Later on, after he bought it, he did another inspection. Then he found out the foundation was cracked. That was not good for him. That was a money wasted. He had to pay a lot of money to fix the foundation of that house. Even this house I'm here was renovated about a year ago. They had to totally fix. I'm in the basement right now. They had to totally fix the foundation, all the beams that supporting the house, to hold it while they were, renovating the old house. Because if they didn't do this, maybe while living in here, it's just like in Haiti when the earthquake happened, and then the whole house collapsed, and a lot of people that was under died. So it said, who laid the foundations in the book of Psalm 104, verse 5? Foundation of the earth that it should never be moved. Never be moved. This is, obviously, those of us who've read a little history, and we even certain signs that tells you, well, they found bones that's like thousands of years old. Even the Sumerians, when they wrote their history, they wrote their stuff, they knew people been living here. They came with some fictitious type of history. I don't know where they got it from. I don't know what proof they had, but at least they had an idea. People been living here, a long time ago. Even their first Adam, when man was first created, in their whatever legendary stories, they said, well, there was, a couple of dudes from another world, one was named Lulu, and another one was, Lulu came here first, and then Lulu had beef in some other place where he lived, and then the people he had beef with came and they followed him. So they came here. That's according to Sumerian garbage. Well, I'm saying garbage because I don't know how can they prove it, but at least they had an idea. People been living here for a long time. So they said, well, these people, for whatever world they came from, uh, their, 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 uh, their ozone layer was depleting. So they had to go somewhere else to find something to fix their ozone layer. So they travel in their spaceships, whatever. Then they came to Earth. They came from some planet called Nibiru. I don't know, how they came up with that name. Nibiru, and then they came here and they found gold. Then they started to mine the gold to bring the gold back to their whatever other Earth they lived to fix their ozone layer. So they say it was about 350,000 years ago. So they work for 250,000 years. Now they got tired after 250,000 years. So because they were like gods who could live for a long time, And then after 250,000 years, they got tired. They're like, oh, we don't want to do we don't want to do that work anymore. Mining gold to go fix that place. And then they created a first human being called Adamu, which is why a lot of people say, well, when you read the Bible, it looks like this, they copy things from the Sumerian thing, because how they talking about Adam over here. These people talking about Adamu, But the point of the story is about 100,000 years ago, according to the Sumerians, that was the first Adamu guy, or not one, a bunch of them, That story looks more familiar, looks more similar to the first creation in Genesis, where the Most High first created Adam, male and female, and that first that looks more parallel to that story, but it never says it was 100,000 years ago. But the Sumerians say no, it was 100,000 years ago, And then in Genesis again, then from the last the other video I did, and then there was another creation with another Adam that was living about 6,000 years ago. So there is, you can see a little bit of similarity in that. So even the Sumerians, they know people been here for, well, according to them, 100,000 years ago. Whether they right or not, that I wouldn't even be able to know. Where's the proof? But at least I can agree that people have been here more than 6,000 years. More than 6,000 years. So to get back to this thing, and that verse I just read in Psalm 104, I just quoted, Most High, he put the earth, the foundation of the earth, that it should never be moved. So the earth is not moving, it's not spinning at the equator 1,000 miles per hour and then going around the sun, in an orbit, another 66,000 miles per hour, and then moving in some Milky Way, another 500 miles per hour, and then the Milky Way going crazy, another 1.3 million miles per hour. Oh, okay. Now, all these numbers, maybe they have some type of Masonic type of significance, why they picked this number. Maybe, they wrote this thing in codes. They actually mean something else. They don't really mean, I'm like, because if these people, these idiots who wrote these things, if they actually mean that the earth is moving, 1,000 miles at the equator with no proof, by just them saying it and people just have to accept it, that shows you human beings, we are different. We are, oh man, we are worse than animals sometimes mentally. Like, I don't know, what can you do to a dog to make a dog accept that? Even if dogs could speak, I don't think it'll be easy to try to get the dog, any dog, to accept something like this. That you actually live in, you see the ground that you're walking in, to actually convince any dog, like, it's actually moving like this. It's really moving. You just don't feel it because it's so big, And then when the dog see the sun early in the morning, and then at noon he sees it up there, he was sleeping here when it was 6 a.m. when there was a lot of shade, and now the sun just come out in the middle of the sky now. Then the dog had to move to another location because it was hot, and then you try to convince the dog, well, it wasn't really that thing didn't really move. It's just you that moved. It's really the ground that you were sleeping on that actually moved. There's no way a dog gonna accept that. But people, we so smart, but we do accept garbage like this. So that was Psalm 104, that the earth does not move. And I don't believe in the word God, because he's not God, the Most High, he's not God, he's not a God. That's some filthy words, the lies invented. That's a different topic, but like they say, thank God. Well, I would say thank God, the earth doesn't move, because if the earth was to move like right now, I'll have problem right now. Probably my whole house would collapse, and then I'll be dead. And then, like I said earlier, as far as the firmament is concerned, well, before I go to the firmament, another scripture in the Bible, Isaiah 44 verse 24. Now it says, the Most High stretched forth the heavens and spreadeth abroad the earth. So I don't need to read. I don't need to go in the Bible. And once you have your Bible, you go to it. You can see what I'm talking about. It's not gonna be hard for you to understand. I don't even need to break it down. You read it, you're gonna see the word where it says he stretched forth the heavens, meaning the firmament, the sky. He stretched it forth. You can see he stretched forth all the way from the east to the west. It's very stretched, and it's not just what you see when you look up there. It looks like a crystal thing when you look at it. When you really look up there. But the geniuses, they say, no, it's just that blue thing you see up there. It's really because it's so deep going into the deep. That's why it looks blue. And it looks like this because you can keep going. That's why it looks like this. And then us, we don't know any better. And we say, yeah, you're right. That's why although it looks like a crystal. It looks like crystal, but it's not really crystal. It's not really a thick, strong crystal. It's really something space. You can keep going deep, and then it looks blue. Well, people are so smart. Oh wow. So in that verse it says, spread abroad the earth. You cannot spread this bowl. I mean, you can spread this land flat. You spread this for people to live. You're not spreading a bowl. Another thing, in the book of Genesis, it says the earth has a dome, like a roof to cover the whole earth, so no water penetrates. Okay, now with this thing. How do you put a roof on this thing? Well, unless they mean there's a roof that goes straight across, well, in their teaching, there's no such thing. You cannot put a dome, not a roof, a dome on top of this thing. If you put a dome here, the only person that will protect it, only people on top. What about the people down here? You cannot put a dome in a globe. So now, a lot of people who believe in those garbage theories, and then a lot of them, they call themselves Christians, Muslims, whatever other religions. You have to make a choice. Like, okay, either you're gonna follow your religion that you really believe, your God, that your Savior, what your Savior is saying, or you're gonna go with science. Well, when I say science, the Most High created science. I don't mean it in that sense. That false science, the serpent science, whatever garbage the serpent seed came out with. These people that's like nothing but serpents. Them and their seeds and their great grand seeds, whatever you call them, serpents, lies. They created the lies, and their kids, grandkids, great grandkids, passing the lies down to other people. So now, that was the one scripture that shows you the earth is spread like a peanut butter. You put in your hand, you spread it. Like when I was a kid, you put a spoon of peanut butter here, and you keep tapping it, and it spread, and then I play with it, and it keeps spreading, so it doesn't never be done. And eat some more, and every time I do this, it looks bigger and bigger, and then I keep doing it, keep spreading it, just like that's what the Most High did with the earth. Spread it. It's not a globe. Even if it was if they put a ball of peanut butter here, you start trying to spread it. The minute you start spreading it, it's not gonna be a globe no more. It's gonna be flat. It's gonna be flat once you start spreading it. So even if it did start like a ball, it didn't never started as a ball. But even if it did, once you start spreading, it's gonna be flat. Then people can live there. So any way you look at it, it makes no sense what people who believe that the earth is a globe, you know, it makes no sense at all. So now in the book of Job 37 verse 18, those of you who have your Bible, you can go to it where Job, or whoever, the person who wrote the book of Job, whoever it is, you know, at least in their mind, they see the sky, whatever they see is like what we call the firmament, the dome. They describe it as a molten glass. So those of you who want to go and read it, because I don't want to keep reading everything because this video will be way too long. So I got too many things to bring out. Now, one thing I said when this video started, like, how are you gonna have a globe standing, a ball standing in the sky? Who's holding it? What's holding it? You know, well, a lot of time I talk to people, they say, well, gravity's holding it. Gravity's holding it. And it's almost like as if they don't even speak English, or they don't even speak the language that they speak. Gravity, you know what gravity is? Gravity means weight. How can a weight hold something in the, you know, weight hold something in the air? That's the wrong answer. That's totally opposite answer you should be saying. Because weight would do the opposite. Weight would make sure it doesn't stay in the sky. So no, gravity, which is weight, is not holding anything. In fact, if anything, gravity say when something is in the sky, it's gonna have to hit a floor, hit something. It cannot stay in the sky. That's what gravity is. So they tell you, the reason they give you why the earth is in the sky is the reason they shouldn't be giving you. It's the one that says, no, that's not why it's in the sky. They gonna tell, well, it's gravity that holds it in the sky. How? Gravity is weight. How are weight gonna hold something in space? If anything, gravity gonna bring it down straight to some ground, and then the whole earth would explode and everybody dies if it finds some ground. But they say, well, there's no ground in space, so even any way you look at it is like, oh, nothing but garbage. You know, nothing but garbage. But a lot of time, most people, I'm 45 years old. It's only a couple of years ago I really sat down and really, you know, really check out to see what does the word gravity really means. You know, because when you go to school, they tell you some garbage, and then in your mind you think you understand, and then every time somebody say something about, oh, why this is happening? Well, gravity. And you never really took the time to sit down and say, let me go to the dictionary and really see what gravity is. Can that thing really hold things and make things, you know, suspend in the air? It was only a few years ago, and I'm 45, and probably 41, 42, 40, whatever. So I'm not calling you an idiot if you don't know, because I just found out, you know, because then in that case I was an idiot like 10 years ago. I was an idiot too, although in certain things, whatever things I know now, I guess I was an idiot concerning those things. But now, you know, I'm the type I like to sit down and really search things to see if it makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, I'm not just gonna accept your word for it. It's like somebody said, well, ghosts exist. I'm like, yeah, I need to see the ghost first before I believe it exists. It doesn't exist until I see it. I never see a ghost. Ghosts do not exist. After 45 years, not even one ghost come in front of me. That makes no sense at all. And then people still believe, yeah, ghosts do exist. You know, it's in your head. A lot of those Bugs Bunny stuff, it's like kids who believe in Santa Claus. Human beings, like, you know, it's like bigger kids. They believe in some other dumb Santa Claus things, some other ghosts, you know. So I was stretch. So I already in book of Psalm 136 verse 6. That's another verse to show you that the earth. No, that was another one. No. Before I go there, book of Psalm 24 verse 1, because I did start with this thing not suspended in the air. So now people are gonna ask, okay, so Okay, genius. So tell me, what's going on with the earth then? If it's not in the sky, where is it? Is it on a table? Is it on some mountain? So now when you go to the book of Psalm 24, verse 1 and 2, let me quickly go to that one. This one is very important. Psalm 24. Give me 1 second. When I get it on my phone. Psalm 24. This one is important. I'm not gonna go through this one fast and tell you to go check it out. Let me really go to it, because this is a big mystery to me when I found out that the earth is actually sitting on water. The earth is the Lord's. That's 24 verse 1 and 2. Psalm 24 verse 1 and 2. The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, the world and they that dwell therein. That's verse 1. Okay, we know the earth belongs to the Most High because he created it. We did not create it, so it's not ours. As much as people on earth acting like they own the earth. Some people not supposed to be living here. They decide who's supposed to live here, who's not supposed to live here, who's supposed to eat, who's not supposed to eat. As long as some demons out there, idiots, clowns, evil people out there, they think they have the power to say who live here, who don't live here, But the earth, the wise people back then say, look, the earth does not belong to you idiots. It belongs to the Most High. That's it. So because it belongs to the Most High, we are all tenants. We are all tenants. No tenants can kick another tenant out. Yeah, people living in this time, in their mind, they really believe like, no, whatever is on earth is for us. Well, let me be more specific, like white supremacy. In their mind is like the earth belongs to them. Anybody else that don't look like them needs to die. And they're gonna do whatever they gotta do to keep bringing disease out, creating wars, creating all type of chaos to make sure certain people don't live as if the earth belongs to them. The earth does not belong to nobody down here. Nobody down here. Because everybody was born here. Everybody was born here like a baby, and then you grow up, you were born, the earth was already here before you. So nobody owns the earth. The Most High owns the earth. Until the Most High comes and kick us out, nobody can kick anybody out. So those people that are kicking people out, people that are being kicked out, that are being evicted, you people needs to come together, form your own, the one that think smart, not form another evil group and then go and do more evil garbage out there. The smart ones need to come together and fight against the evil ones. Because you have people that's making sure you don't live here as if the earth belongs to them. Whatever's on earth, they hear there was gold in some land. Oh, let's go there. Let's go get it as if it belongs to them. They hear there were people there. Oh, how about let's chain them up and put them as slaves. Let's make them work for us. These people are idiots. These people are demons. People are not normal. So those of us who have some type of knowledge, we have to stand up and speak against things like this. And not only speak, words not that, words is good, but not that good. Actions speak louder than words, So people have to, those who think right, they have to team up. They have to gather and fight for their lives when they see idiots trying to tell them, look, you don't belong here. It's just like one of my videos, you had this idiot white supremacist white boy, 18-year-old, with a gun who feel like, yo, black people are getting too strong. Black people, black people are more fertile. Let's go kill them. These are idiots. These are demons. These are not people. These are two-legged dogs. These are savages. And all people who think like this, they are savages. They're not humans. They are evil people. Now he's in jail. They're probably going to put him out, and then he can get more guns and try and do the same thing. These are not people. These are two-legged demons. Psalm 24, verse 1, it says the earth is the Lord's. I mean, it's very clear. It's just plain. We are nothing but tenants. If you can get a little peace in the world, on the earth, the ground part, not the globe. I wish all those demons, those evil people who believe like this, I wish they would find a globe somewhere in some other part, and then they will live there. And let the smart people who know how to live in harmony with other people, let them live here. And then the other people go live somewhere else. Go find you another. Since you believe in planets, go to Jupiter or something. Go live over there, because you obviously you don't belong on Earth. As long as you have people with that mentality, there's gonna have people with mentality, that demonic mentality. You're always gonna have people like me who have the other mentality. I say, look, we gotta gather and fight, because it makes no sense. Like it doesn't look. Even common sense will tell you, look, the earth does not belong to one group of people here. All that white supremacy garbage should have been destroyed already. Common sense will let you know. Will let you know this, that the earth does not belong to one group of people or two groups of people. The least they could have done, if you really hate people that much, you don't feel like you should be living with them, how about you pack up and go somewhere else? I bet you nobody's gonna follow you. Go. The evil people, they always want to be around people to make other people's lives miserable. Even if the right person say, look, I'm gonna pack up, I'm gonna be the bigger person. I'm gonna find me another land. I'm gonna go live there. The minute those evil people find out where you live, there's some good water there, they're gonna come and kill you just for the water. There's some good soil there, they're gonna come and kill you just to steal the soil. Oh, there's some gold there, they're gonna come and kill you just to, somehow good people always run away from bad people. Good people trying to live. Bad people say, no, you're not supposed to live. And then those evil people, they're the ones who's gonna come around and say, look, you see, we love everybody. We love the animals. We love the dogs. Anybody touch the dogs, we're gonna be mad. They always go around, I don't buy none of these BS. When I'm watching TV, I'm seeing people, they kissing dogs. We love dogs, especially white supremacy people. People who believe in this garbage, they say, no, we love animals. They come with all type of laws, say you're not supposed to hurt animals. They're the same people that's gonna drop a bomb in somebody else's countries and they kill all the animals. Not when they kill people, they also kill animals. They never think about that. So you're supposed to love animals, but you're gonna drop a bomb. The bomb not gonna say, look, I'm only gonna kill the people and leave the animals. You also kill animals. You're killing more animals than people. And you got the nerve to come out with laws, animal laws. Well, don't hurt no dog, don't hurt no cats, don't hurt. But you're the same people that's gonna bomb another place and kill all the cats, and kill all the birds that was flying there, and kill all the snakes, everything. But you got the nerve to even want to make people feel like you love animals. You don't love animals. You hate animals. All those governments, they're having their so-called constitution and their laws. Yeah, we love animals. If I catch somebody doing something to a dog, we're gonna put them in jail. You're the same people that's gonna go drop bombs in other people's country and kill the dogs. You kill more dogs than the people that just kill one dog or two. So I don't buy none of these BS when these people, yeah, we love dogs. You don't love no dogs. You hate dogs. You hate everything. You hate dogs, cats, mice, chickens, everything. Trees, water. Back then when people had wars, it was more like a men thing. Men fight. They still got the skills with swords. They do that thing. They have little spears, little arrows, but now all of a sudden demons came out the caves. They invented a different type of war. Cowards, they're gonna be in the sky, they're gonna drop some bomb and destroy everybody. Like, that's a coward thing. That's like those guys, gangsters, gangbangers that go around do shootouts because they're scared. Because they're not gonna do it like a man and say, look, let's have a fight like a man to man. Whoever lose, whatever. Whoever got a couple of teeth, lose a couple of teeth, whatever. Whatever happened to you, I mean, even in the Most High's laws, it does say, it never says don't fight, but it says if you two guys go and fight, one of you breaks the other one's arm or leg, you're gonna have to pay for his arm. You're gonna have to pay for him to get healed, because you shouldn't be fighting to begin with. But in case you do fight, you break this person's finger, you're gonna have to help with that. That's the only thing the Most High asks. Like, okay, if you guys really want to fight, because you want to show who's a bigger man, who's a stronger man. But if you break that person's mouth, you break his tooth, you're gonna have to pay for it. That's it. But now you have people, cowards. These are not men. They can't even stand to fight. That's why they go around. They create guns, bombs, and things. Because they scared to fight. They scared to be men. They're a bunch of little boys, little sissies, little bunch of clowns, sissies. They can't be men. So all this bomb thing, that shows you how weak people are. Yeah, there's war, but the Most High didn't create war for this type of war. That's some type of demonic type of war. Before the person even get a chance to fight, you drop a bomb, everybody dies, and then you think, oh well, is it because I'm smart, I'm strong? No, you're a coward. That's not a man. That's a coward. It's the same, like I said, like the gangbanger just take his gun. He's scared to fight. He just shoot up the whole place and then he run. That's a coward. That's not a man. So now I was in Psalm 24, verse 2. For he had founded it upon the seas. He, meaning the Most High, had founded it. The it represent not the planet Earth, the earth, the land earth, the regular ground. He had founded it where he put it. He put it to sit upon the seas. So for those of you who's watching this video, I'm sure this is the first time that a lot of you hearing this. That wherever you sit on earth right now, the land, and that land is actually sitting in the water, not in no sky. So that's another lie these demons are saying, out there, and then people just swallow it as if it's real, as if it's true. So, and establish it upon the floods, meaning still the waters. So the earth is actually sitting on water. So if I had a big bowl of water, then I'll take a little cup and put it and sit it there. That's the earth. So, obviously, if you analyze this, only if I had a blackboard, I would draw everything to show you, some people, they understand things better when they see it. So try to use your mind and see if you can picture what I'm saying. So if you have waters coming from up there, from Genesis creation, water's falling down. The water got to be coming from somewhere else. A lot of time water come from up there, from clouds, from whatever. Clouds are too heavy, packed with water. Water is coming from up there. So most likely there's probably another sky. And then you have a big sea, which means because water keep falling, then you have a big sea. And then you take a fish bowl, which is the earth, you put it there, and the Most High say it has found the foundation, put it in a way it's not going to move. It's like a boat that has an anchor that holds the boat for the boat not to move. So that's the earth. Foundation, or something holding it so it doesn't move. Sitting on water. So if you have one earth on that water sitting down, and then the Most High put a heaven, a sky, a firmament, and from there water also comes down. So that means outside that earth, there's another bigger sky, there's another bigger heaven. So now if you can have one fish bowl on this sea sitting down, then there can be another millions fish bowl line up on that sea. Meaning there could be a bunch of other earths where people living. And then you have a big sky that's dropping water, which is why the Most High had to put the thing to cover the earth so that water from up there wouldn't keep coming to flood where people live. So which means it can't be this, because there's no protection. If we were living here, there's no protection here. We all would have died. If there was a big sky where water is coming from, one time I was reading an article with modern scientists saying, well, space is like probably 90% water, but they never explain what the hell they're talking about, you know. So, but if space was really, you know, they're trying to give us a clue, like, you know, a little clue about the truth, but they put it in a way where, you know, what are you talking about? Space is 90%, 95% water. Where's the water? Like, you know, what are you talking about? The water just sitting up there, you know, whatever. They're trying to give you a little clue because they know it's like they see the truth, they hide the truth, they feed people lies, and then in their whatever secret society, they probably feed each other a little bit of truth, a little bit of truth, and the rest of the people who's not part of their secret society, so-called Illuminati, whatever garbage they're into, what all these secret societies are into. Whoever's not down with this, you're only being fed nothing but poison, things that would kill you, just like the serpent was feeding Adam and Eve, none but poison, just to kill them. You know, that shows you that serpent guy in Genesis, that's similar to those evil people now in our time. Their mind is like, let's feed people poison, because poison is only gonna kill you. You know, because the more poison you have in your mind, the quicker it is gonna be for you to die. The more poison you have in your head, the more lies you have in your head, you know, it's almost like there's a shootout outside. But you don't know that there's a shootout. You know, people shooting. There's a war going outside. You don't know. And some liar, some idiots come and tell you, well, outside, there's a bunch of people giving people money and food. How about you go get it? And then you not knowing, you think, oh, wow, this is a good guy. He's telling me some good thing to help me with my life. Let me go get some food. And the minute you step out, you get shot and you die. That's what serpent people do. They know if you step out, you're going to die, but they want you to die. They feed you the poison. You know, every poison religions of feeding people is for you to die. You know, and then somehow religions, every religion, I'm not talking about some of them, every single religions, they teach people nothing but lies, nothing but poison. The more you listen to them, the closer you get into your grave. And then after you die, they say, well, that's a good thing. You know, at least now you can go and sit down next to Jesus. You know, I don't even understand how serpent people think like this. Evil people, like their mind, the only thing they have in their mind is that they're going to feed you something. So, you know, to see how quick you can kill yourself. And then they're happy. For some reason, they're happy. And people not even seeing this. People not seeing this. It's like every laws religions put out there, because the Most High never give people religions. He give them laws on how to live, whether you're gonna follow it or not. You know, he gave you natural laws how to live with nature, how to live with animals, how to dress, how to, you know, how to eat. When, you know, you gotta take shower. If you do this, you gotta take a shower. If you're infected with some disease, what you gotta do to stay away from people. You know, these are the laws to keep you, you know, natural laws. But religion, look at Christianity, number one religion that said, look, the law was too hard for people to follow, so Jesus died for us. We don't have to follow the laws no more, so we can eat whatever we want to eat. If it's bad, just pray on it. You know, something like this, it's like they're begging you to go eat something so you can die, and then you go to the church congregation. You know, you have a bunch of old people. They fill with, you know, all type of disease in there, because of how they live, because of how they live, how they eat. You know, high blood pressure, this. They all dying, and they don't even notice it. And then the pastor told them, well, you know, when you die, at least it's gonna be a good thing. You're gonna be next to Jesus. You know, that's a serpent. That's a serpent talking to you. You're not gonna be next to Jesus. You're just gonna die. That's it. You know, I remember when I used to go to church. You know, with my mother, my family, whatever. I remember there was a pastor there. He was an African dude. Like, just came from Africa. He could barely speak English, but he came to the church teaching people. At the end of the church, he said, everybody with a sickness, come over here. Let me touch the spot, and then you're gonna be healed. In those days, I must have been like 13, 14, and my mom like, yo, this guy, he's a pimp. He's full of it. He's just gonna touch it, and you know, everybody. Well, it wasn't everybody. Only all the women young women, older women, middle-aged women, they all got online. No dude's gonna have another dude touch him and say, look, well, I got some pain in my butt. How about you touch it there? No dude's gonna do this. Only the women who just not thinking, say, oh well, this guy, he got some power. He gonna heal me. And then all the people line up. My mother was one of them that got online. And I'm watching. She went to the past to that liar. Say, well, I got pain in my breast. You know, this dude's like, okay, well, I'm gonna touch it, and then you're gonna be healed. And then he touched the breast. 2-3 years later, my mother had to do surgery to remove whatever little cancer she had. So that lie didn't do anything for that breast. The only thing he did for that day, I mean, that was me. And I had my wife, and she was deceived like this. I'm sitting in the church, and some pimp, and I said, look, let me touch your breast. Let me touch wherever you got some pain. Listen, first of all, if my wife was to go get in the line, that's already a problem. There's already a problem. And then me sitting in the church, seeing this guy rubbing on her breasts, to remove some, because Jesus helping him removing whatever sickness in the breast. Listen, it wouldn't be good for that guy. It wouldn't be good for him. He would have to know how to fight, because Jesus would also have to help him fight too. Because there's no way I'm gonna sit here watch, this pimp, and then my wife being dumb enough to even think he gonna heal her. Her who got deceived, not even thinking right. I'm trying to tell her, look. I'm not saying that happened. I'm just saying if that was happening, and then me trying to stop her from going and get pimped by this guy, then I couldn't stop her. At least I can stop him though. Listen, he would leave with a big black eye. Jesus would have to help him. There's no way that was gonna happen. There's no way. And then I'm seeing all these people. These guys touching everywhere, wherever they had the pain, wherever it is, breast, butt, vagina, neck, head, wherever it is, this guy's touching everything. And then these people couldn't see, they never got healed. They couldn't see that religion was a lie. Okay, humans are different. Like I said, the Most High, I'm not teaching no religion here. I'm not teaching no type of religion. Only thing I can say, when I'm seeing a lot of lies, I'm just here dismantling a bunch of lies. But as far as following laws of the Bible, I mean, if you're into religion that's saying, some laws that make sense, natural laws, how to live with nature, I'm like, okay, that's good. I would like to listen to it too, to see to see if it makes sense. If you start saying, well, if I go eat some dog feces and I'm gonna live longer, then at that point I know something is wrong with you. It has to make sense. So the Most High never give people religions. You just say, look, I'm gonna put you on this earth. You are going to have to live in harmony with everything on this earth. And that's it. And as long as you live like this, you may be able to live longer. It's like with Adam and Eve. All the Most High told them, like, look, don't go to the serpent guy. You will die. And Eve, curious as hell, wanted to know, like, is the Most High really telling the truth? Let me go to the serpent to see. And then they got zombified. The serpent turned them to a zombie, and then they dead. They died. They didn't die physically, but they died spiritually. So whatever thing the Most High put in them genetically for them to be able to live in harmony with nature, they lost all that. Now they needed a book, laws written they had to follow now for them to be able to live good. But before, they had the laws written in them to be able to do these things naturally. But they went to a serpent that did some voodoo and removed it from them. That's why in the book of Jeremiah 31, chapter 31, verse 31, it says, well, the first covenant, which is the first testament that the Most High made with one nation because of one guy, Abraham, he said, your seed, maybe you, since you're a good guy, the people that comes out of you probably going to listen to me. But the other people, the Most High said, well, they can go, yeah, I can say those words. I really, they can go do something else. Damn, they can go to hell. They're not gonna listen. They're like serpents. But you, Abraham, you because you when you have kids, it's gonna be like little you being here. So they probably gonna listen to me too. So I'm gonna give them laws so they can follow, so they know how to live. So this is a covenant. Let's make a contract. You keep this. And then if you guys do a good job, then there's going to be another covenant, another testament, But Christianity said, well, the New Testament, the new covenant that he made is with some guy, Jesus, and say, look, come eat his body and his blood, and then you're good. You clean, and then you're going to you're going to be saved. No, you're not going to be saved. You're going to be dead because you listen to the serpent. First of all, the people that the laws were given to, they're still under the first covenant. They're still under the first covenant. The second covenant did not start yet. So all those books of the new so-called New Testament, burn them. They're garbage. They're lies. The New Testament did not start yet. Jeremiah 31 verse 31 say, in those days, the Most High, he's gonna make a new covenant with the same people again, the nation of Israel. The same people again. The new covenant, it says, this time I'm going to put my laws again in you, in your inward parts. So nobody's going to have to teach you to follow anything. You're just going to be following it naturally because once upon a time, Adam had that. Adam and Eve had that. And they lost it. Now, we need that again, where we can have the laws written naturally. Then you're not going to need a Bible anymore. You're not going to need a book where you have some laws in there. The law's going to be written inside of you, just like a dog. The dog has a law in him. Every time you take a little dump, something tells him, use his paws and whatever, feet, throw a little dirt on it. That's a natural law he has. Although there's a law in the Old Testament, the Tanakh, that says in the book of Deuteronomy, if one of you go take a dump, first of all, you have to dig a hole. Take your dump and cover it. Because if you don't, and it says, look, the Most High, is walking around us. Physically, it's not going to be good that he's walking and he stepped right on, somebody took a dump and they didn't cover it and he stepped on it. It's not going to be good for us. He's going to be mad. There might be another flood. Who knows? Because he said, look, even the dogs, when they take that thing, cats, they try to cover it. That's a law written in them. Since we lost that law, since human beings, they don't know to just, take a dump and cover it. The Most High said, look, it's in the law. When you take a dump, cover it. Although the animals already know. It's in them. So these are the laws that the Most High said, look, in Jeremiah 31:31, these are the laws that's going to be put in the nation of Israel naturally, genetically. These are all the laws. They're not gonna need to hear somebody like me that say, look, you better don't eat nasty food, don't eat pig, don't eat shrimp, don't eat lobsters, don't wear clothes mixed with different fabrics, don't do this, as a man, don't shave your beard because you look like a shaved monkey with no beard. You look weird. There's a reason why the Most High created you and he let the beard come out your face. You look weird when you shave it. There's a reason why he didn't put it in women's face, because women who start growing beard, if I see a woman looking like this with all this beard and then trying to talk to me, that is not happening. There's no way. I'm like, what's going on with your face? Because I know the Most High did not create women to look like this with all this. Men, it's supposed to grow in our face, not for us to shave it. If the Most High thought that was a good idea to shave it, then the Most High would make sure he didn't give us beard. He wouldn't give no man beard. He'll just create us genetically, just make sure no beard come out. But that's to show you a difference between a man and a woman. At least when the Most High say in his laws, Leviticus 20:13, if a man goes sleep with another man, that's an abomination, that's bad. So now, if every man's face looked like a woman's face, then men will have an excuse to say, look, I didn't know there was a I didn't know that was a man. I thought that was a woman. But now you got this guy with his beard. You trying to go deal with him sexually, and then you're gonna tell the Most High, well, I didn't know that was a man. I thought that was a woman. And then this guy got all this beard. Then you're a liar. The Most High said, really? You didn't know that was a man? Look at his face. Even the lines you see the female lion got no beard, and the male lion got beard. You can tell. Even us who don't know anything about animals, at least we can tell at an early age. Well, that's a male and that's a female. Look at this guy. He got beard. Look at the female one. Got no beard. But anyway, where was I? Verse Psalm 24, verse 1 and 2. I really wanted to stress this, that the earth is on water. And now, that's for people who's like, okay, so if the earth is not standing in thin air, it's spinning, where is it? On water. That's the answer. And then you can go to Psalm 136, verse 6 also. It's talking about the same thing. That the earth is sitting above waters. Sit it just like, so those two verses, for those who didn't know, where the earth, where the earth is sitting above water,